The profound wisdom of simplicity, unlocking the keys to a peaceful and happy life. In the relentless pursuit of happiness and fulfillment, we often find ourselves caught in a web of complexity, constantly seeking more possessions, more experiences, more accomplishments. We believe that by doing more, thinking more, and desiring more, we will eventually find the contentment and joy we so desperately crave. However, what if the true path to a peaceful and happy life lies not in the accumulation of more, but in the art of less? In this video, we will explore the profound benefits of embracing simplicity in 4 key areas of our lives: talking, desire, thinking, and work. By cultivating the practice of less in these domains, we open ourselves up to a world of greater peace, clarity, and contentment, particularly as we enter the second half of our lives. Let's begin by examining the power of less talking. In a world that values constant communication and self-expression, it can be challenging to embrace the art of silence. We feel compelled to fill every moment with words, opinions, and commentary, often at the expense of truly listening and connecting with others and ourselves. However, when we consciously choose to speak less and listen more, we create space for a deeper level of understanding and wisdom to emerge. We become more attuned to the subtle nuances of our own thoughts and emotions, as well as those of the people around us. We cultivate a greater capacity for empathy, compassion, and genuine connection, as we allow ourselves to be fully present in each moment without the need to constantly assert our own perspective. Moreover, by speaking less, we conserve our own energy and vitality, allowing us to direct our attention and focus towards the things that truly matter. We become more selective in our interactions, choosing to engage in conversations and relationships that uplift and inspire us, rather than draining our resources with endless chatter and gossip.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lessons.
The practice of less talking also invites us to cultivate a deeper relationship with ourselves. When we remove the constant noise and distraction of external voices, we create space to hear the whispers of our own inner wisdom. We become more attuned to our own needs, desires, and intuition, and we develop a greater sense of self-awareness and self-mastery. This brings us to the second key area of simplicity: less desire. In a culture that bombards us with messages of consumerism and instant gratification, it can be easy to get caught up in the endless cycle of wanting more. We are conditioned to believe that happiness and fulfillment can be found in the acquisition of external objects and experiences, and we spend our lives chasing after the latest trends, gadgets, and status symbols. However, when we take a step back and examine our desires with honesty and clarity, we often find that they are rooted in a sense of lack or inadequacy. We believe that by obtaining more, we will somehow fill the void within ourselves and find lasting satisfaction and peace. But the truth is, no amount of external acquisition can ever truly satisfy the deepest longings of our hearts. True happiness and fulfillment come from within, from a place of inner wholeness and contentment that is independent of our external circumstances. When we cultivate the practice of less desire, we begin to shift our focus from the pursuit of external gratification to the cultivation of internal growth and wisdom. We learn to find joy and meaning in the simple pleasures of life: a beautiful sunset, a heartfelt conversation, a moment of quiet reflection. We develop a greater sense of gratitude and appreciation for what we already have, rather than constantly seeking more. This shift in perspective not only brings greater peace and contentment in the present moment, but it also frees up our time, energy, and resources to pursue the things that truly matter to us. Instead of being consumed by the endless cycle of wanting and acquiring, we can direct our attention towards our passions, our relationships, and our personal growth. But the practice of less desire is not always easy, especially in a world that constantly bombards us with messages of lack and inadequacy. It requires a conscious and deliberate effort to examine our own motivations and beliefs, and to cultivate a sense of inner abundance and wholeness. So ask yourself, what are the desires that consume your time and energy? Are they truly aligned with your deepest values and aspirations? Or are they merely distractions from the things that really matter? What would it feel like to let go of the constant pursuit of more and to find contentment and joy in the simple pleasures of life? As we move into the second half of our lives, the practice of less desire becomes even more essential. We begin to recognize the fleeting nature of material possessions and external achievements, and we start to prioritize the things that bring us true fulfillment and meaning. By simplifying our desires and focusing on the things that truly nourish our hearts and souls, we create space for a more peaceful, joyful, and purposeful existence. We learn to let go of the constant striving and grasping, and to embrace the beauty and richness of each moment exactly as it is. In the next part of this video, we will explore the transformative power of less thinking and how it can help us to cultivate greater clarity, creativity, and wisdom in all areas of our lives. We will look at practical strategies for quieting the constant chatter of our minds and for tapping into the deeper wisdom and intuition that lies within us. By embracing the art of simplicity in our thoughts, desires, words, and actions, we open ourselves up to a whole new way of being in the world, one that is grounded in peace, purpose, and profound happiness. So join me in the next part of this journey as we continue to explore the life-changing benefits of less, quieting the mind, the transformative power of less thinking. In our fast-paced, information-driven world, it's easy to get caught up in the constant whirlwind of thoughts, ideas, and mental chatter. We are bombarded with data from all directions, from our devices, our media, and our own racing minds, and we often find ourselves struggling to keep up with the relentless pace of our own thinking. But what if the key to greater clarity, creativity, and wisdom lies not in thinking more, but in thinking less? What if by quieting the constant noise of our minds, we could tap into a deeper source of insight and understanding that lies beyond the realm of conscious thought? In this part of our exploration, we will delve into the transformative power of less thinking and how it can help us to cultivate a more peaceful, focused, and intuitive way of being in the world. Let's start by examining the nature of our thoughts themselves. Have you ever stopped to observe the constant stream of mental chatter that flows through your mind on a daily basis? The endless commentary, the self-talk, the worries, and the distractions. For most of us, this mental noise is so habitual that we barely even notice it. We are so accustomed to the constant buzz of our own thinking that we rarely stop to question whether it is actually serving us or not. But the truth is, much of our mental chatter is not only unnecessary, but actually detrimental to our overall well-being and happiness. We get caught up in patterns of negative self-talk, rumination, and worry, which not only drain our energy and vitality, but also cloud our perception and judgment. When we are constantly lost in thought, we lose touch with the present moment and the rich sensory experience of the world around us. We become disconnected from our own bodies, emotions, and intuition, and we miss out on the subtle cues and insights that can guide us towards greater wisdom and fulfillment. So how can we begin to cultivate the practice of less thinking and tap into the transformative benefits of a quieter, more spacious mind? The first step is simply to become aware of our own mental habits and patterns. By bringing a gentle, non-judgmental attention to the constant stream of thoughts that flow through our minds, we begin to create a sense of space and separation between our true selves and the mental chatter that often consumes us. This practice of mindful awareness is simple but profound. It involves bringing our full attention to the present moment, without getting caught up in the content of our thoughts or the stories we tell ourselves. We learn to observe our thoughts with curiosity and detachment, recognizing that they are simply passing phenomena rather than absolute truths. Through consistent practice, we begin to develop a greater sense of mental clarity and emotional equilibrium. We become less reactive to the ups and downs of our own thinking, and more able to respond to life's challenges with grace, resilience, and wisdom. Another key aspect of cultivating less thinking is learning to trust our own intuition and inner guidance. When we are constantly caught up in the noise of our own mental chatter, it can be difficult to hear the subtle whispers of our own inner wisdom. But by creating space for silence and stillness in our lives, we open ourselves up to a deeper source of insight and understanding. We learn to tune into the language of our own hearts and bodies, and to trust the innate intelligence that lies within us. This is not about rejecting rational thought altogether, but rather about finding a balance between the analytical mind and the intuitive wisdom of the heart. It's about learning to use our minds as tools for discernment and understanding, rather than allowing them to control and consume us. When we cultivate the practice of less thinking, we also create space for greater creativity and innovation to emerge. By quieting the constant chatter of our minds, we allow new ideas and insights to bubble up from the depths of our unconscious, unencumbered by the limitations of our habitual thought patterns. This is why so many great artists, musicians, and visionaries throughout history have emphasized the importance of stillness and silence in their creative process. They understand that true inspiration and innovation often come not from mental effort and strain, but from a place of openness, receptivity, and inner quiet. So ask yourself, what would it feel like to let go of the constant noise and distraction of your own thinking, even for just a few moments each day? What insights and inspirations might emerge from the depths of your own inner stillness? As we move into the second half of our lives, the practice of less thinking becomes even more essential. We begin to recognize the limitations of the rational mind and the importance of cultivating a deeper sense of wisdom and intuition. By quieting the constant chatter of our thoughts, we create space for a more profound understanding of ourselves, our relationships, and the world around us. We learn to trust the innate intelligence of our own hearts and bodies, and to navigate life's challenges with greater ease and grace. In the next part of this video, we will explore the transformative power of less work and how it can help us to cultivate a more balanced, joyful, and fulfilling life. We will look at practical strategies for simplifying our schedules, letting go of unnecessary busyness, and creating space for the things that truly matter to us. By embracing the art of less thinking, less doing, and less striving, we open ourselves up to a whole new way of being in the world, one that is grounded in peace, presence, and profound wisdom. So join me in the next part of this journey, as we continue to explore the life-changing benefits of living with less, embracing the art of less work, finding balance and fulfillment in the second half of life. In a culture that glorifies busyness and productivity, it can be easy to get caught up in the endless cycle of work, and more work. We are conditioned to believe that our value and worth are directly tied to our output and accomplishments, and we often push ourselves to the brink of exhaustion in pursuit of success and recognition. But what if the key to a truly fulfilling and joyful life lies not in working harder, but in working less? What if by letting go of unnecessary busyness and simplifying our schedules, we could create space for the things that truly matter to us, our relationships, our passions, and our own inner growth and well-being? In this part of our exploration, we will delve into the transformative power of less work and how it can help us to cultivate a more balanced, purposeful, and satisfying life, particularly as we enter the second half of our journey. Let's start by examining our relationship with work itself. For many of us, work is not just a means of earning a living, but a central part of our identity and sense of self-worth. We derive a great deal of meaning and purpose from our professional roles and accomplishments, and we often measure our success and happiness by the external markers of career advancement and financial gain. But when we attach so much of our value and self-worth to our work, we risk losing sight of the other important aspects of our lives. We may neglect our relationships, our health, and our own inner growth and development in pursuit of professional success, only to find ourselves feeling burnt out, unfulfilled, and disconnected from the things that truly matter to us. Moreover, as we enter the second half of our lives, our priorities and values often begin to shift. We may find ourselves yearning for more time and space to pursue our passions, to deepen our relationships, and to explore new aspects of ourselves and the world around us. This is where the practice of less work comes in. By consciously choosing to simplify our schedules and let go of unnecessary busyness, we create space for a more balanced and fulfilling life. We learn to prioritize the things that truly nourish our hearts and souls, rather than simply going through the motions of our daily grind. Of course, this doesn't mean that we have to give up work altogether. For many of us, our professional lives are an important source of meaning, purpose, and financial stability. But it does mean being more intentional and selective about how we spend our time and energy, and making sure that our work aligns with our deepest values and aspirations. This might involve setting clearer boundaries around our work hours, delegating tasks that don't require our unique skills and talents, or even transitioning to a different career path that allows for more flexibility and balance. It might mean learning to say no to projects or commitments that don't align with our priorities, and being more mindful of how we use our time and resources. By embracing the art of less work, we also create space for more joy, creativity, and spontaneity in our lives. When we are not constantly rushing from one task to the next, we have more time and energy to explore new hobbies and interests, to connect with loved ones, and to simply savor the beauty and richness of each moment. We may find that by working less, we actually become more productive and effective in the long run. When we give ourselves permission to rest, recharge, and pursue our passions outside of work, we return to our professional lives with renewed energy, focus, and inspiration. So ask yourself, what would it feel like to let go of unnecessary busyness and simplify your schedule, even just a little bit? What passions or interests have you been neglecting in pursuit of work and productivity, and how might you create more space for them in your life? As we move into the second half of our journey, the practice of less work becomes even more essential. We begin to recognize that our time and energy are precious resources, and that we have a choice in how we use them. We start to prioritize the things that bring us true joy and fulfillment, rather than simply going through the motions of our daily grind. By embracing the art of less work, we open ourselves up to a whole new way of living, one that is grounded in balance, purpose, and deep satisfaction. We learn to trust that by letting go of unnecessary busyness and simplifying our lives, we create space for the things that truly matter to us. In the final part of this video, we will explore the transformative power of cultivating the body and how it can help us to integrate all of the practices we have discussed so far. Less talking, less desire, less thinking, and less work, into a holistic and empowering way of life. We will look at practical strategies for nourishing and strengthening our physical selves, and for using the body as a gateway to greater peace, wisdom, and fulfillment. By embracing the art of less in all areas of our lives, we open ourselves up to a profound sense of wholeness, harmony, and joy. So join me in the final part of this journey as we explore the life-changing benefits of cultivating the body and living with less.